Sometimes in a workplace, you may find yourself in a situation where you don't really get along with your manager or supervisor. And one of the things that I think we can do when you find yourself in that situation, for you to win, is to apply wisdom and not use emotions on how you handle things, and not you to be reactive on the situation and escalate things between you and your line manager. You may find that you don't get along because of clash of personality. You may find that you don't get along because there's also an undermining, or the other one may feel that you are not supposed to be there, or you feel that you're supposed to have that position and not them. Or you may feel that you are more experienced, or you bring more to the table than your line manager, and then it makes them to be inferior, and the clash then comes in. And I think when you find yourself in that position where you're working with someone that you don't get along, you need to use tactics for you to thrive and to survive in that position before there's any solution. You cannot not get along with your line manager and then you retaliate. You cannot not get along with your line manager and you don't perform. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I used to use in my workplace when you find yourself in a situation when you don't get along with the line manager. You need to be proactive in your work. Proactive in a way that if there's a deadline, and the deadline, let's say, is the 30th, or let's say the 1st of every month, make sure before you submit your report or the work that you're supposed to submit, before that first, it can be the 29th or 28th. You have to make sure that you check your work and proofread your work and make sure that all the information that is supposed to be in that report is there and is accurate. Don't wait for them to ask you for feedback. Don't wait for them to ask you what is going on. You need to go and tell them what is going on and give them a report if you have a project that you're working on before they ask you. In that way, you disarm a person, because if they may become, what is the right word? In a way that they want to put you in a corner to prove that you're incompetent. They don't have a ground to stand on. And there are those things that you find that is part of your KPI that you don't really like doing. Start with those. Don't leave it to the last minute. Start with it and get it out of your desk, out of your to-do list. And when you still have energy, don't do it when you are tired and because you are dragging and you're looking at the deadline. We need to apply The Art of War. If you have read that book, The Art of War, that book, as much as it was referring to how war is won and all that, but war, it's applying to every situation you can find yourself in. It can be personal life, it can be career, it can be business, it can be any relationship or any situation you can find yourself faced with. For you to win a war, you cannot win by emotions. For you to win a war, you cannot win it by being reactive to things. You need to be proactive. Your work needs to speak for you. The quality of work needs to speak to you, for you, in a way that even when you are the same line manager, has myself know that when Kensani gave me something, when I give them the work, when they return it, I know that it will be perfect, more than perfect. I don't have to really worry. In a way, they'll even start to depend on you. Emotion has never gave anyone anything. That is my experience. Things are tough now at workplace, careers, business and all that. Economy, the world is in turmoil. You need to be very intentional and purposeful how you position yourself and the brand that you are building at the workplace, regardless of the challenges that you find that you even have colleagues you don't get along with, but you find that you rely on each other. Play your part and play it perfect. Don't allow somebody to put you in a corner because they've identified your weaknesses and they press on them because they know what they're gonna get. You cannot tell me that somebody made you to do something. They made you to do something because they know your weaknesses and you fell for it. Today we're just talking about work. The other day we're going to talk about how to apply Art of War in our relationships. It can be romantic relationship with friends, business world. But for you to win the war, you cannot act like you know better than your master. You cannot act like you want to prove that they know less. Show that you know more by your work, not by your words, or by the office gossip, by the corridors that you're behaving with colleagues. No. And when you don't get along with your line manager, don't talk about it at work. Don't discuss it. Rather, if you have a partner, a husband, a wife, or a boyfriend or a mother, talk to them about it at home. Don't discuss your colleague, especially your line manager, with your colleagues. Because sometimes the relationship between a line manager and subordinates get more ruined because whatever that you discuss, it gets back to that line manager. You find that it's fueling on the unhealthy relationship that is there already. Because you talk about this person and people go and tell this person. The Bible says that we need to be humble like a dove and sly like a snake. We need to apply that in our lives. In our workplace, we need to apply that. Be humble like a dove and be sly like a snake. Be strategic. Have timing. Be proactive. Be futuristic. Be a solution-oriented person. Be dependable.